Birchwood Highland supports individuals in their own home and at a recovery centre who have severe and enduring mental ill health, although we also support people who have other needs that may be complex or a mixture of different needs at any one time. We work just throughout the Highlands, and the main areas we cover are Inverness and its surrounding areas, Lochaber and Easter Ross.
Although it bases most of its support in the community, Birchwood Highland are unique in having a one-of-a-kind residential recovery unit where staff assist people to take control of their lives and move forward. People work with staff towards their recovery by building up their skills, knowledge and self-esteem and developing support networks so they can successfully move on to their own accommodation in the community.
My name is Annabel Mood and I'm the service manager here at Birchwood Highland Recovery Centre.
I've been here for 7 months now. I was doing a student placement here and I just started work a couple of weeks ago. So I've got time to get used to Birchwood Highland before I actually started.
I was trying to think, I've been here about 4 years. My current role is, they give me this fancy title, Meaningful Activities Coordinator.
We're actually, as far as I'm aware, Scotland's only modern mental health residential recovery unit. I suppose the common denominator for everybody who is in here is that they have significant and enduring mental health issues. We have our rooms and then we've got a number of flats as well which people tend to move into to again help with being an individual and helping with themselves with their day-to-day things that they like to do.
I suppose the majority of people that come here come from hospital and they're looking to have their own tenancy, their own flat or whatever. So as I said before, it's about us giving them the skills so that they can maintain that tenancy.
One thing that struck me about Birchwood Highland when I first walked through the doors was everyone's in casual clothes, everyone's just a friend of everyone here. That was more how it came across instead of a strict regiment or people going around in uniform and a lot of medical kind of environment. It's not quite like that. So I would describe it as a transition perhaps from hospital settings into the community. We certainly try to have a very outward facing approach to all the work that we do, so we encourage people to join local groups within the community.
What I see my role is trying to get people involved in things that they can do and maintain when they leave here. So it's like trying to get them into college, trying to get them involved in activities out in the community so when they leave here they've got something to fall back on.
One of the regular activities the Recovery Centre team put together is a breakfast and lunch club. Staff and service users come together and share tasks collectively to put on a full breakfast or lunch service for everyone at the centre.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a thing that happens a couple of days a week and it allows people to get involved with preparation, with helping each other, teamwork, confidence building. We have a couple of residents here who don't tend to socialise as much with other residents, but when it's breakfast or lunch club, that's when they have their time to come through and socialise a bit and help them just have a feeling of achievement as well.
Yeah, well, a lot of people think of us as, because it's the recovery centre and people are resident here, that we are totally different from the other services in Birchwood, because then they're more about supporting people in their own homes.
I think the connection is it's the same model we utilise wherever we're working. It's more intense in the recovery centre, but what we're working with the service users is to help them to get to the point where they can live independently in the community.
One of the main aims of the Recovery Centre is to aid residents in moving on to their own accommodation where they become fully independent.
Much nicer here, there's more privacy here too, it's quiet. I like it here better and I like being independent better.
What sort of things are good about being independent?
Living on your own with someone you love.
15 years I've been with Birchwood, yes. I'd prefer living here. If I was shifting, it would be a house outside the shelter complex, For me it's good because I like to have my own things,
I've been with Birchwood Highland in Lochaber and Fort William since 2006. Yeah, receiving support from, support workers here.
Be it in Inverness, Easter Ross or Loch Arbor, Birchwood Highland provides individual personal support within the home to its service users. There is a wide range of support offered, which varies from help with shopping to financial assistance.
I volunteer. But it includes all sorts of different tasks, any sort of support that they need. I could just go out to people for shopping and help them out, or just go out for a coffee or something.
On a Monday they take me shopping, which is good, you know, because I see a lot of people that day. And we have blathers and do all the shopping. I like to go shopping myself. I don't like other people doing the shopping for me because, well, I'll sit here and give them a list and I've probably forgotten half of it. But when you go to the shop, you see the things there and you know what you're wanting. It's independent. That's helping me to live in my own home.
Lorraine comes, she comes 2 days in the week. Okay. That's a Monday, the day, and the Wednesday. Well, she helps me do my cleaning and all that.
He helps us with the housework and that. Steve helps us with the cooking.
The support has been allowing me to live day by day, although it allows us as well to be independent, you know, and to try and find an independent way of life.
I like being independent in a way, you know. Some things I do need to have, you know, I can't be independent.
Finance and budgeting and...
like my financial things and all that, I can't do that very much, cope with it. They look after my council tax and my rent and all that things, you know.
I get a lot of help.
Birchwood Highland often brings all of its service users, staff and residents together to build friendships and ties within the community's charity. This takes place at several social events throughout the year.
We work, you know, to try to strengthen these ties. And we have, you know, in terms of staff celebrations, party in the garden. We had a party in the garden last year where we hosted it here at the Recovery Centre.
So that's another opportunity for everyone to meet, managers from different services, meeting different service users from different, and we all mix and meet and celebrate what people have achieved in each service area.
I've seen your eye on the joystick.
This is our second party in the garden, and it's really a staff and service user celebration of the company, of what we do. Just come along, have a good time, chill out, eat, lots of cake, lots of burgers, and then just meet other folk, meet friends from other areas of the company. We've got folk from Loch Arbor, from Invergordon, the Inverness Support Services and the Recovery Centre and head office as well. I think it's quite good because we can kind of work in a bit of isolation sometimes. We're at the Recovery Centre and other folk are away up in Loch Arbor and that, so it's really good to get together without it being a formal meeting or something like that.
Windows open, all that.
Do you find that people need help and support?
Birchwood Highland invests heavily in continual staff training to make sure both a modern and professional service is provided in an ever-changing sector.
In terms of professional development, health and safety meetings, we all come together as an organisation. Mandatory training, we come together as an organisation. Medication support, that again is organisational.
From first aid to peer support, there's all kinds of training that's going on, as well as of course the mandatory training that goes on, which is a lot of it, and it needs to be done every year, but there is a lot of training that takes place.
There is unfortunately still a lot of stigma associated with mental health issues.
But I think having equal opportunities and allowing people with mental health problems to get out in the community and contribute is a great way of breaking down any barriers that still exist.
And that they're actually embracing and engaging on their own mental health recovery journey. So everybody's experiences will be different and will be individualistic to themselves.
I've had this on since I was just over 17, and now 54, and I've still got it. Well, when I was sick, I sat in the house for years and years. Must have been over 20 odd years I sat in the house without going out. And then because I felt sick, I couldn't go out. So I sat in the house, and I got fatter and fatter, as you see I am now. Because I wouldn't go out. I was petrified to go out. So then my mother and father died, and my brother died. Then I went to hospital for a whole year, and then I come out and got a house and I was at Birchwood. Had this when I was 18. Like I said, I was awful depressed when I was younger. I used to get awful depressed. That's my problem. I suffer from depression. Because I don't seem depressed now either.
Yeah, it's very much been on a journey with Birchwood. Yes. I think you establish a feeling of trust with certain people if you know them for long enough. And of course, there are some people here who I've known since I first came here, and I still know them now. They're still here, and there's definitely been ups and downs along the way. I think it's generally a happy place. I think they've really got that through to us, you know, it's something really clear.
We did have one chap who was here as a resident, and unfortunately he had a sort of a psychotic episode, which meant he landed up in New Craigs. But he was only in New Craigs for a very short time, a matter of weeks, and then he came here. Myself in particular worked with him, and he was here for about just over a year, and now he's back in full-time employment.
I mean, just acquiring the trust of people in that short time. I mean, that's a story itself, because when you first walk in the door, people aren't entirely trusting, and maybe they have good reason for that, maybe they don't, but it's just a natural thing to be like. But no, I think just having people get closer to people and seeing that progression and confidence building in people, and that's a great sense of satisfaction in that. And that happens daily. You see the progression in people. You have a few days off, you come back and someone's doing really, really well.
And the difference between how people have been in hospital and how they are living independently is great each and every time. I think, wow, that's a success story. That's really great. That's why we do this.
Recovery is
just getting better.
It's getting better, and it's also sustaining a lifestyle.
Just means getting a lot better.
To relax and all that, not get excited with anything and all that. Keep cool.
I think basically recovery is getting back to as good as it can be.
And hopefully maybe one day being independent or whatever. But yeah, it comes in different levels, I think, recovery.
Birchwood Highland's ethos is based around independence, inclusion and recovery. Trips away for the day or activities within each of the 3 communities are often seen as a large part in aiding recovery.
Well, we all go to the office and they ask us where we'd like to go, and they write it down and they try and take us to the places we want to go to.
Have been to Edinburgh, we've been a while back now, but been to Perth.
Have a barbecue in Dornoch, go to Dornoch jail house.
Every now and again, service users and residents get the opportunity to go further afield for a mini holiday, provided with 24-hour support during their vacation. Recently, 3 individuals got the chance to caravan in Embo in the north of Scotland.
Often people haven't had the opportunity for holidays, and going and staying in a caravan in Embo, it doesn't matter how old you are, it's just going to the seaside, you know, to stay away, but still being able to have that support with them. And it's a great thing for staff as well, because they see people out of their environment, they see people being able to have a really great, fantastic holiday, doing things that they would never have been able to do on their own. So it was all round, and I think it was a huge success for the 3 people involved.
To run these different trips out on holidays, the service users organised their own fundraising events that allow them to contribute and bring in their own funding, building confidence and a sense of achievement. One of these is the annual tabletop sale, which takes place in Fort William.
We contribute by doing the tabletop sales, the stalls, and the other events to raise money.
We buy the seeds, we grow it in a polytunnel, then we sell it on the tabletop sales. Then money goes out to help with like the trips and everything when they go on.
Talking about Birchwood Highland and or mental health and learning difference to help people to get trips out and, you know, like tabletop sailors for trips and that, you know, to make money for trips and that.
So who's organised the garden sale then?
We've all organised the guys, all in the group. All different people.
And has everyone taken part in growing the different things?
Oh yes, everyone's taken part in planting the seeds and growing them and that, you know.
And where are they grown?
In the polytunnel up in the road in Melamara.
Okay, and is this something that happens every year?
Oh yes, every year. We do it every year. We're getting there, we're getting there.
Activities like the tabletop sale form part of a wide range of creative projects the charity actively engages women.
And I think for anyone, being able to realise that creative side of you is great for your well-being, for your feeling of having achieved something. You know, things like that also give great delight to other people. So the fact that you're creating something that's visually effective or visually pleasing, it's just a wonderful achievement.
We've been working with Birchwood on and off for about 10 years, I think, possibly more than that, through a variety of creative projects. Today is part of a 9 Lives project. It's a community project based in Invergordon and in Alness, just working with a whole range of community people from the general public, through to people that are supported by services, care services.
We do different varieties of stuff. We're doing actually some film. And it goes to Eden Court in October.
What is your passion?
Well, I'm heavily committed to railways. That's one of my passions. And as well as volunteering for Birchwood, I volunteer as a guard down at Aviemore on the steam railway.
Football. I'm a Ross County man. I've always supported Ross County. Well, my 2 teams, Aberdeen and Ross County.
Well, I like collecting the racehorses, you know.
I love music, yes, very much. It's the best therapy for me. It's really good for unwinding. And when you've got things on your mind as well, even you're on your own, and it's quite good for that too.
If I like going into the charity shops, I get every day with my brother and my husband.
I loved going out and just meeting everybody around here, just meeting new people.
They do a lot. For the amount of money they get and the hours they put in and everything, they don't get much money for doing that. I mean, they do it out of the love of their heart because they like the people.
Everyone here does it for the passion of it. You can see that, you know, the way people are with people, it takes a certain type of person to do this job, and you wouldn't be able to do this job if you weren't that way inclined. I mean, everyone here loves their job.
I'm happy when anybody comes round. I welcome everybody because it can be a lonely life sitting here with nobody.
It's a very good charity. They're very kind and help you a lot. No, I want to stay with Birchwood forever.
I cannot say enough. It's absolutely brilliant charity support they give here and the way they run the place.
Yeah, if I was worried about anything, Fiona would help me a lot. Talk to me and that, you know, nice. Listen to what I've got to say.
Sometimes life can be hard. Sometimes life is tough. This is a long journey we're on. Must be strong. Sometimes we have to pray. Most of the time we have to work hard. Sometimes we have to help others. And sometimes we have to save others.